Hey, good morning, Robert. Quick demo video for you for your custom saber. You and I have been working on and off on this for a while now. Sent it back. You did a few modifications and then sent it back to me, and we finally got it done. So this is installed how you want it. It's got a CFX in it. It's got a dual crystal chamber. When I light that up here in a second, you'll notice the top quartz crystal is stationary and it gets lit up, and then the bottom, like you wanted, it has a resin printed greebly with some brass mesh in it, and there is a tiny quartz crystal in there as well, but it's all on a rotating motor. So this guy rotates, okay? When I originally got this, it was my intention to do a removable chassis. Sorry, you got a custom plunger switch also from Robert Sotomayor over at Sorok Sabers, so this is pretty cool. This will come into play though. We'll talk about this a little bit because it makes it to where you have to do things a certain way. It was my original intention to do a removable chassis through the pommel, but the threading here is a little thicker than the actual handle, so I couldn't do that. What you want to do is come over here and loosen. I'm using one set screw, so if these two set screws here were facing up, I'm using the one on the left. You were talking about replacing that with a thumb screw, so that would be really cool to do. Okay, so just loosen that a little bit. When you do, you can pull this entire upper section off. It's got the Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB set, so your top emitter and everything comes off there. You're left with the handle. What you want to do is you want to, this plunger switch, you want to make sure it's facing on the bottom, because you can see gravity will drop that switch down just like that, right? It's not on, it doesn't have any springs or anything, so you really need to make sure this is facing the bottom. And then you can come over here and hold it like this and hit this on your hand a few times. Your chassis from all the way down here, it will work itself out and it comes out towards the front. It's kind of the first time I've done something like this, right? But here's your CFX board. Easy access to your SD card. You can pop it in and out with your finger. If you wanted to get to your micro USB, you could get to that too. So you can do everything you need to do and not move the board. This does have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. Might be a little hard to see it from here, but I did have to move it over a little bit. It's not centered on the chassis, so that I would have room to slide through that plunger switch and rest it on top of your tactile switch right here. This is a one-button setup. All right, so that's what we've got there. I've got your two fonts that you sent me this morning. They're on here. I think Omen and I don't remember the other one. Sorry, but there were two, and I got them both on here. They're the first two fonts. You got a removable battery setup as well, so everything nice and clean there. What you want to do is just throw a battery in. Make sure you're throwing the speaker side in first, and again, you can get about as far as this window, pushing your chassis in to make sure that the switch groove is lined up with the plunger. But from there, you're going to want to drop this and make sure that plunger is facing down again, so it's not in the way of your chassis going into your saber. Just like that. All right. We can push it in as far as we can with our fingers, and then we can take this piece and push it in, and it does the rest of the work. So you can take these windows, either window, you've got two on this side and two on this side. You can line it up with either slot that you like, however you prefer the saber to be set up. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Once we get that lined up how we want, we'll come over here and tighten, push this emitter all the way down into the saber and tighten the set screw. Now we can come over here and hit power. So hopefully you can see that. Now this is a one-button setup. So to get blade lock up, you have to hold the button down and hit the saber. Nice shine through on your blade plug. This saber is loud. Hold it down to turn it off, and we'll take your blade plug out. And we'll put a blade in. This takes a 1-inch diameter neopixel blade. All right. And then again, we'll use one of the set screws to tighten the blade down. Good flash on clash. Hold it down to change sound fonts.
Sound bank selection.
Just use this to just tap it to cycle.
Crystal focus.
Nebula. Nebula.
Granny.
Revolt. The Old Republic. Crucible. The Old Republic.
Youngling.
This is General Kenobi.
Audio player.
SD card use system menu. Exit menu.
When you find one you like, hold the button down.
Spectrum.
To change color, hold the button down and twist your wrist, and now you can just twist the saber through any color you like. If you wanted a green, find a green and then hit the switch. Now we got a green blade, and of course green crystal chamber to match. Super loud. And then just hold the button down and turn it off. Just like that. We'll go ahead and we'll take the blade out and go over taking the chassis back out. So again, we're just going to want to come over here and loosen the set screw and slide our emitter out just like that. One more time, making sure this plunger is facing the bottom so gravity drops it down. We can pull the chassis out like that. And then from the positive side of the battery over here by the speaker, you should be able to pop it out with your finger with no problems. But that is basically your custom saber. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I'll get this out in the mail to you today. Thanks.